This review is a truly surprising experience, one that has been carefully developed with an abundance of shock and amazement throughout. Let me tell you, when a publisher drops a major free update for a game that's been out for a minute, specifically one promising a whole new region, a new story, and a bunch of fixes, my cynic meter usually pegs itself in the red zone. I immediately think, okay, what did they break this time and how much is the microtransaction to unbreak it? But my friends, fire up the animus and hold on to your hidden blades, because Assassin's Creed Mirage Valley of Memory is not just good. It's like finding $100 in a jacket pocket you haven't worn since last winter. It's an absolute gift that somehow manages to retroactively improve the entire original game. I jumped back into Basim's boots to explore the promised land of AlUla. The description of deserts and oases felt generic, like a stock photo caption, but the reality is staggering. This new zone is breathtaking. I'm talking about landscapes so beautifully rendered that my eyeballs felt moisturized just looking at them. It's a stunning contrast of punishing, sun-baked sandstone formations and vibrant, impossibly green oases. It feels like someone took the most beautiful parts of the main map, concentrated them, and then had a professional photographer touch up the lighting. Sure, there are moments, especially when the camera swings quickly, where you glimpse that dreaded smeary motion blur, but those moments are fleeting. Mostly, Wandering the Valley of Memory is a visual feast, and it continues to prove that this game engine can still churn out some ridiculously pretty vistas, even if it occasionally struggles to keep up with my need for speed. And speaking of speed, let's talk about the absolute revolution that is the parkour overhaul. If I were Ubisoft Bordeaux, I would commission a marble statue of whoever handled the mobility improvements, specifically the free jump and free back ejects. Before this patch, running across rooftops sometimes felt like Basim had cinder blocks taped to his feet and a deep, philosophical aversion to jumping exactly where I pointed him. It was functional, but often clunky, like trying to elegantly exit a swimming pool using only your elbows. Now, Basim is a caffeinated spider monkey who just earned a PhD in rooftop gymnastics. The fluidity of movement is genuinely shocking. Hitting a wall and effortlessly bouncing back to a neighboring rooftop, or doing a perfect graceful backflip off a ledge to nail it, feels incredible. These seemingly small tweaks don't just polish the game, they fundamentally change the core loop, making the simple act of traversal an actual joy instead of a mild frustration. You can tell they went back and looked at what made the old school AC games feel great and fused it with modern sensibilities. It is pure, glorious, addictive fun, and it's been applied to the entire game, which is the generosity that makes me question if I'm being punked. Now let's pivot to the story. I went in expecting a little 2-hour side quest. What I got was a full-blown emotional gut punch. This new arc brings Basim back to the center of a very personal, family-focused conflict against a surprisingly ruthless local gang. It's a tale of reunion and closure, and while it might only be the length of an intense movie, it packs the emotional weight of an entire season of prestige television. I will admit, the main plot twist, and there is a main plot twist, is about as predictable as the sun rising. If you've ever seen a movie, read a book, or just been a sentient human being, you'll probably see it coming a mile away. But that doesn't actually matter, because when the moment hits, the cutscenes, the pitch-perfect dialogue, and the stellar voice acting make it land with genuine force. It's a rare Assassin's Creed ending that doesn't just fizzle out like a damp sparkler. It gives you that satisfying, deep thud of finality. They crafted one of the strongest and most emotionally resonant narratives the series has seen since that glorious pirate escapade, Black Flag. It's a beautifully intense and intimate conclusion that feels earned. In terms of raw content, this is absolutely a case of quality over quantity. Yes, you can tear through the main campaign in a single dedicated afternoon, but even the secondary activities and the new challenges felt engaging. The valley itself might not be the sprawling multi-city metropolis of the original map, but it's dense, well designed, and big enough to feel like a significant journey. Once you've completed the story, the new challenge system and replayable missions mean you have a reason to stick around and experiment with all those new, buttery smooth mobility skills. The customization options, including new difficulty levels and tool adjustments, let you fine-tune the experience to your liking, which is fantastic for folks who wanted a little more bite in their stealth or a more relaxed exploration mode. I usually keep my praise heavily salted with cynicism, but the truth is, this free update punches way above its weight class. It's incredibly rare that a major developer provides this level of polish, significant story content, and fundamental game-altering mechanical fixes for absolutely zero cost. It's a generous act that makes the game feel fully realized, addressing pretty much every minor gripe I had with the core mechanics. So, let's get down to the brass tacks. Is Valley of Memory worthy? Absolutely. The technical performance is solid, minus the minor motion blur hiccup. The aesthetics are gorgeous, the story is far better than it had any right to be, and the gameplay is now legitimately great thanks to the parkour tune-up. It's proof that a smaller, focused team like Ubisoft Bordeaux knows exactly what makes this franchise tick. If they're handling the next mainline entry, sign me up right now, because they've shown an incredible knack for both emotional storytelling and mechanical refinement. If you own Assassin's Creed Mirage, downloading this update isn't optional, it's mandatory. It completes the journey, fixes the feat, and gives you a wonderful, dramatic send-off with Basim. Sinking 2 hours into a free story like this one won't be regretted. You'll be too busy back ejecting off a massive cliff with the elegance of a professional gymnast to even remember you ever had to pay for a game in the first place.